Oh, Best Buy, you pernicious little wanker. I put my trust in you on several occasions, and you let me down time and time again. Well, you have broken the camel's back, Best Buy, and made me a very unhappy Moosey.
So Best Buy has recently shown me what a dreaded beast it is, at least as far as video game purchases goes. It is shady, it is unprofessional, and it is all around gross, and I would never recommend using Best Buy to purchase video games. Now I'll get to the story here in a second, but first off I want to say I'm an easy guy to please. I pay for something, you give it to me, I'm a happy guy, I'm as happy as a clam. As long as you give me what I paid for, I'm going to be a very, very happy customer. You'll get good reviews from me. As long as you just do your job, give me what I paid for, and I'll be well on my way. But Best Buy was unable to even do that. So, let's stop dilly-dallying and get on to what happened and why Best Buy is literal feces.
So let me start at the beginning. When I moved to Orlando a few months ago, I needed a phone, and Best Buy had the best deal from what I had seen. So I went into Best Buy, got the phone plan. The process didn't take too long. It was about as smooth as any other phone plan buying process could go. And once that whole process was done and over with, they gave me a $100 Best Buy gift card, which of course made me very excited. Who wouldn't be excited if they got handed $100, even on a gift card for only one store? That's pretty awesome. So Best Buy just made me really happy, and like I said, I'm a very easy man to please. So all they had to do was get the job done well and I would have been happy. But then they went an extra mile and gave me $100! Now that's something to be happy about. So I left Best Buy that day with a very good taste in my mouth, and I was very much looking forward to shopping with them in the future. Fast forward a few months to around October. I was getting very excited for a little game called Call of Duty Black Ops 3, mostly for the zombies though, but that's besides the point. And since I had such a great experience with Best Buy in the past, I decided to order the game through them instead of the usual GameStop or Xbox Live. And also I still had $50 left on that gift card, so that was also a big reason. So I pre-ordered the digital deluxe version of Black Ops 3 online through Best Buy. The process went pretty smoothly, or so I thought. But that's coming up soon, and all I had to do was wait for release day. Now here's where problems started to come up. I had never received the code for the game as I thought I would, so that I'd be able to download it and have it preloaded on my Xbox before release day, as most retailers do. So I contacted customer support, and they told me, apparently, Best Buy would email me the code for the game on release day. Weird, seeing as that most other game retailers would just give you the code up front and call it a day. But I was willing to accept it. They just do business differently, I assumed. I'm sure there's a good reason for it, right? Well, apparently not. Come release day, I was staying up late waiting for that email to come to give me the code so I can play me some of that sweet Black Ops 3 zombies. And while I was waiting, I started browsing the Best Buy forums to see if there was a time in which the code was to be sent out to all the people who pre-ordered the game. Unfortunately, nobody, not even the customer support guys, knew what time the emails would be sent out. But that was fine with me. I was fine. I would get that code eventually that day. Right? Well, 1 a.m. rolls around and I get an email from Best Buy. Oh, I get an email. Not the email I was hoping for. It was an email telling me that my pre-order of the game had been canceled because the order was never processed in the first place. That's right, apparently the purchase had never even gone through when I purchased the game a month or two beforehand. But instead of telling me as soon as the order was made and when they realized that a problem had happened, oh no, they just decided to wait until release day. The most inconvenient time to tell me. What the flump, Best Buy? And the problems only took off from there. Of course, at that point, I was getting pretty angry. I mean, I wanted to play the game. I had waited months and months to get the game, and here they are telling me that technically I never had the game because the process never went through. So I contacted customer support in hopes that they would get back to me soon enough to where I would be able to still play the game on release day, which would not have happened because customer support did not reply to me until 3 days later, even though it clearly states that they get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Just saying. While I was waiting on customer support though, I started browsing the forums a bit more to see if anybody else was having the problems I was. And while nobody else really had the same issue as me, there were people who brought another issue entirely to my attention. So apparently, the codes that Best Buy emailed to all of the pre-orderers of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Digital Deluxe Edition, those codes were not actually the game. Those codes were simply $100 and Xbox Live credit. So basically, they didn't even send you the game. They just sent you money to buy the game. So basically, you're paying two different people to get one game. I think Voki put it best when he said, you're paying Best Buy money to have Best Buy pay you money that you then pay to Xbox to be given the game. And not only that, not only is it inconvenient, but you also have to pay taxes on both purchases. You have to pay taxes when you buy it through Best Buy, and you have to pay taxes when you buy it through Xbox Live. So that's pretty shady. They don't even send you the game, you pay taxes twice, it's really inconvenient, and it's more expensive, and you don't even get the game before release day, you get it on release day, and not even at 1 a.m. A lot of the codes didn't get sent out until later until the day, as the forums told me. And all this is adding up to make Best Buy look right mingin'. At that point, I just decided screw it, and I just canceled the order and got it through Xbox Live directly. I was upset with Best Buy because they messed up a pre-order of mine before too. A few months before that, in August, when Rare Replay came out, I had pre-ordered a physical copy of the game at a Best Buy store, and when I went in to pick up the game on release day, they didn't have a pre-order copy ready for me or anybody else. But luckily I had my receipt because I am not letting them get away with that. I went in expecting about, 2 minutes to just pick up the game like it would take at GameStop or any other retailer. But no, about 30 minutes later, after not being able to find my pre-order anywhere in their systems, even though I had the receipt proving that I had indeed pre-ordered the game, they just gave me a game out of the back and told me to leave, basically. Now, I was ready to accept that that was just a one-off little fluke. They made a mistake. People make mistakes. I wasn't mad. I was just kind of annoyed that I had to wait a bit longer and that they didn't have my order. But I was willing to accept that, hey, this was just a bad day for Best Buy, and that's fine. But then they go and do this with Black Ops 3, and they prove to me that Best Buy really can't handle game retailing. They are not able to process pre-orders, and they just can't handle being a competent video gaming retailer. Not only can they not handle it online, but they can't even handle it in the store. And even when they can handle it, they're not handling it correctly. They're not actually sending you games online. They're sending you codes to buy the game so that you gotta pay more taxes. And you gotta make the whole thing more complicated and more expensive, Best Buy. Why are you doing this to your customers? And I looked around the Best Buy forums, and there are plenty of other people saying that they are very disappointed in Best Buy. They are very disappointed. A lot of them are loyal customers who couldn't love Best Buy more. And then Best Buy go and does things like this in their video game retailingness, and they decided that Best Buy just isn't worth shopping at anymore. And it's not just Black Ops 3. There are people complaining about it in all sorts of other experiences. Best Buy hasn't been able to handle game retailing before, now, and I'm betting far into the future. This whole thing has honestly left a very, very bad taste in my mouth that will keep me from shopping at Best Buy probably ever again, at least as far as games are concerned. If you're looking to buy some games and Best Buy is looking like the best offer, don't do it. Just don't put yourself through that. Even if you get the $100 gift card, don't use it for games. Use it for something else. Go buy a microwave. I don't know. Just don't buy a game. Don't put yourself through that. I am telling you from experience, you don't want to go through what I've gone through with Best Buy. I'd recommend you all stay far, far away from Best Buy when buying games if you can help it, or else you'll end up an angry little guy like me.
And just so you know, I waited a few weeks to record this just to make sure that I was still angry enough to do it. And I am. It's shady, it's unprofessional, and dang it, they deserve to be called out on it because it's just messed up, it's screwed up. I am still angry about what happened 2 weeks later, and I am going to be angry about it probably for the rest of my existence. In the end, I give Best Buy a 0 out of 10. I would never recommend it to a friend. And may God have mercy on your souls, Best Buy.